Hi there everyone, Coach Alexa here. I wanted to talk a little bit about training over Christmas today. I've had a few training plans to write over the last few months actually that include the Christmas week, and now I'm getting more and more specific questions about the sort of training to do and kind of how to fit in running around Christmas and New Year. Anything from my usual running club doesn't run, or the track is closed, over the Christmas and New Year week. Or actually, I've just looked at my diary, realised how many Christmas socials and Christmas parties I've got over Christmas, and how am I going to fit my running training sessions in around that. So 3 aspects to think about when kind of trying to plan your training over Christmas. The first one is alcohol. Sadly, not a performance enhancing drug. A couple of different impacts on your body. It will slow recovery time. It impacts how well your muscles and your body can repair after a run. It dehydrates you. And it also kind of leaches some of the vitamins and minerals out of your body. And that's a couple of the dehydration and the leaching of the vitamin and minerals are a couple of the reasons why you get hangover symptoms. Generally speaking, try and bear that in mind when scheduling your training and your training sessions. And if you've got a bit of an unplanned hangover, then, doing your long run or doing a speedy interval session the following morning or the following day probably isn't a great idea. You're not going to get a huge training effect, and you're going to be really challenging your body to do a tough session when actually it wants to use all of that energy to get over your hangover. The second aspect is all of the food. Parties, a Christmas food, party food, cakes in the office, all of that sort of stuff. Just maybe think about it from the point of view of fueling. I'm not a great fan of I've got to do this run to burn off this thing that I ate, or I've got to go out and kind of not set myself rules about what I can and can't eat at this time of year. Instead, perhaps think about food as fuel. So think about, okay, I've got my long run on the Sunday, I've got a big meal with my family maybe on the Saturday night, and what should I therefore have of that meal? What balance of vegetables, potatoes, meat, protein, plus then the cheese, the cake, all that sort of stuff. So what's going to give me the most value for the fueling? What should I prioritise to be eating for those long runs? And also for recovery, what would be the best things to eat for recovery after that long run. The final thing is that actually there's this perception, this view that Christmas is a really awesome time of year. It's fun filled, it's stress free, it's full of family and love and friends and all this sort of stuff, and that is not always the case for everybody. So if Christmas is not an ideal time for you, then just be gentle on yourself. I've had a few, it varies person to person, I've had a few runners that are like, oh please don't schedule anything on Christmas Day, or over the festive week, I really want to take it easy, I'm catching up with my family. And other runners who've said, you know what, please schedule me something on Christmas Day, because it is literally the only chance I get to spend a bit of time on my own and sort of unpacking from all the craziness. So have a think about what fits with you. If you fancy going for a run, you just need to clear your head, get out there into the wonderful sort of winter kind of weather and countryside, then go for that run. If you feel like it's going to just add more stress to your day, then, don't berate yourself over having to take it easy a little bit. I hope that makes sense. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Cheers.